So here in the US, I'm kind of disappointed that there's no diesel A4, but there actually is. It's the Audi Q5 TDI, and it's based on the Audi A4. It has the most torque, gets the best fuel efficiency, and weighs the heaviest out of all the Q5s you can buy. So, let's see what it sounds like. At 428 pound-feet of torque, the TDI has more twist force than the SQ5. All Q5s are equipped with Quattro all-wheel drive. So, is this a wolf in sheep's clothing? Oh yeah, definitely. This Q5 has the Audi Exclusive Interior, and it's fantastic. The color contrast in sports seats are pleasing. The panoramic sunroof is truly panoramic. There's even a Bang & Olufsen stereo. I love the details with the leather. There's even a heated and cooled cup holder up front. Piano black trim, almost like a subway tile. This is a beautiful place to spend time. And it can even accommodate adults in the back, children too. Even these rear seats operate easily with one hand. You can even fold the rear seats from back here. Did you know that this car in particular has enough options on it to cost $62,000? At that price, you can get an SQ5. But do you also know that in the rest of the world, the SQ5 is actually a bi-turbo diesel? The same diesel engine as this one, except an additional turbo? Some people say that the car itself has some harshness to the vibration or the way it rides, and I don't think that's accurate. I think that if you've ever had a nice pair of scissors and you cut through a piece of paper and you get that and that nice feeling, that's what this engine feels like when it's idling, especially here on a hot day and the AC is running hard. It's basically a very nice, smooth mechanical feeling, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's very inherent in a lot of engines, and in a diesel, to have such a minimal impact of the cabin comfort at idle and while you're driving, that's an achievement. And I think the best option you can get on a Q5 starts with the TDI engine. The second gen diesel engine is Audi's best, and that's no bull. Because this is a diesel, you'll need to use AdBlue for the exhaust. A typical 2.5 gallon jug is about $14 and will last 15,000 miles maximum. It's a beautiful day out. I think I'll open the sunroof. A no-charge option would be to remove the panoramic sunroof, and you actually gain a lot more headroom by doing that. The problem is you lose a sunroof. So I got the AC off and the car is in individual mode, so I have the engine transmission set to dynamic and the steering to comfort. I think it's a fun way to do it. And I also dropped the gear lever here down into sport mode, and I got these fun turns. And of course, this is a grippy car, and the Quattro makes it, it pushes the limit. It's just so fun. I think you can hear it in the wind, you know, just the way we pick it up. The speed, it's awesome. And, oh, that's cool. You'll notice here that you're not hearing any engine noise. There's no howling, screaming engine grabbing any attention around here. And obviously getting on the freeway is easy. Diesels aren't just for road trips. The weather here has been pretty horrific and hard to plan shoots around. I like rain, but not when I have to do car reviews. Speaking of things I don't like having to do, let's talk about some of the stuff I'm not too sure about in the Q5. These 20-inch wheels may look good, but they provide a terrible ride and a lot of noise. I do not advise you get the 20-inch wheels with the summer tires in the rain. Oh, it's a handful, let me just tell you that. This button here and this button here are to control the shade for the sunroof, and they're kind of obscure when you're sitting in the driver's seat. This is what I see, and to push them it seems like they would be a little difficult, especially if you have long fingernails, and I would prefer the buttons to be on the side. Another thing is this dome light. It's very 90s, and this is a Prestige model, and I figured it would be better if it had the LED fixtures that you get in the Q3 Prestige and the A6 Prestige. They really need that in this car. I'm kind of on the fence with this panoramic roof. My only gripe here is that there's not enough headroom. There's more headroom in a Q3 than in this Q5 with the panel roof. This is a great back seat. You can actually slide your seat forward and back, and then you can also recline it. But these seats do not have the heated seat option, so you only get heated seats up in front, you don't get them in the rear. And besides the lack of USB ports, we do have the pigtail here for the MMI system, and you would have to change your pigtail for whatever device you're using. And these are the different pigtails you can get. They each have their MMI adapter here. This one in particular is a USB, and we have also one here for the iPad or the iPod, the older generation obviously. And then this one here is another one for the iPod, except this one has the red grommet and this one has the blue grommet. And that means one of them does video and the other one just does audio only. So those are the different connections that you can get. It's obviously not as versatile as having the modern day USB ports that some of the Audis now have, but this is a 2015 and we have to deal with 2009 technology. Also, you'll notice that even where these charging ports would be located, this one here for instance and this one in here, there's really nowhere to put your phone or your device when it's charging. And with the amount of torque in this car, I guarantee you'll want to nail it down to something. and unfortunately we don't have anywhere to put it, and that might be a problem for some people. We do have a charging port here as well, and there's only one, so if you have more than 2 devices back here, you're gonna have a problem. Even with a Bang & Olufsen stereo, the location of the subwoofer makes the bass pretty sloppy. I wish it was tighter bass. The AdBlue filler cap requires the lug wrench to open. It can't be done by hand. So this particular Audi is $62,000, and that's because it has quite a few options. We'll start off with the paint, Scuba Blue Metallic, and that is $550. The second option is the Prestige option, and that is $7,500. That includes side assist, adaptive headlights, sunshades for the rear doors, thermo cup holder, which is this thing down here, and Bang & Olufsen sound system, which I highly recommend, and navigation, which you have to have, and comes with online Audi Connect, so that's a 6-month subscription, and Parking System Plus with the rear view camera. So the rear view camera is great, and Parking System Plus means it has front and rear sensors, which are radar sensors on top of the camera. The only problem is that it's not a 360-degree camera. To round out this car, we also have the exclusive line package, which includes this wonderful fine Nappa leather, and the door armrests are in leather, and this instrument panel is in leather, and we have these great piano black inlays, which I don't know if you can see them, but they're right here. And on top of that, we also have the 20-inch wheel package. I don't like the wheels. They look okay, but the ride it provides is not my style. We also have summer tires on that, which obviously 20-inch tires adds cost. Another thing is that was only an $800 option, so for the price of maybe 1.5 tires, you're getting the bigger wheels. So it is a good deal, but at the same time, for the way I drive, it's not my style. And the last package we have on here is the Sport Interior package, which are these seats. However, the combination of these seats with this leather, I am not a fan of. I would rather do the ventilation package, but when you do that, you cannot do these contrasting stitched leather, and you basically have to reset your interior options to get ventilated seats, which I would recommend. And last but not least, the destination charge, rounding it out to $62,025. The Audi Q5 is perfectly capable in every way, especially in diesel form. So if you get one with the right options, it should be the last car you ever buy.